Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So the House Ethics Committee just obtained new evidence against Congressman Matt Gaetz, and it's not looking good for him. The Daily Beast just confirmed also in an exclusive report that this information, this evidence, involves a woman who allegedly had sex with Gaetz at a party, and she was essentially paid to do so. So here's the deal. Here's how this news started and the new details that were just published. As you all know, Gaetz was investigated by the Department of Justice for allegedly paying women for sex. There was an allegation of a 17-year-old being paid for sex. He was also accused of doing drugs, financial crimes, a whole host of things. So the DOJ declined to prosecute. I still think his daddy's money and his political connections played a part, but anyway. As you all know, also, the House Ethics Committee was simultaneously investigating Gaetz. They ended up pausing that investigation in deference to the DOJ probe. But after the DOJ refused to prosecute, the House picked up where they left off. So news outlets are reporting that the committee now has text messages that were sent by Gaetz to one of the women whom Joel Greenberg paid for sex. Remember, Greenberg wasn't just paying these young women and girls for sex with him. He admitted as part of his plea and cooperation deal, he paid these females to have sex with other men as well to curry political favor. So the text messages were sent in May of 2017. This was shortly after Gaetz became a member of Congress. This is how brazen he was. So he wrote, quote, "Hey, any interest in flying on a private plane to the Keys, May 19 through 21? 2 guys, 4 girls, a very high-quality, adventurous group." So the woman replied, "Yeah, I'm in." And then Gaetz wrote back, quote, "Fantastic. As is true with all time you spend with me, it'll be fun and chill. You have a passport?" So in addition to the text messages, the committee also now has a photo of Gaetz with this woman. Now, I should point out, this woman in the photo, in the text exchange, she was 21 years old at the time. So this is not the 17-year-old. So this 21-year-old ended up not going on this trip to the Florida Keys, but ABC News says that she was definitely paid by Gaetz's friend, Joel Greenberg. ABC reviewed bank and Venmo records that showed that Greenberg made numerous payments to this woman. The Daily Beast also confirmed between March and July of 2017, so over just a span of a few months, Greenberg sent her $2,500 on Venmo. And sources told ABC News that the woman received these payments in exchange for sex with Greenberg's friends at various parties. She has also confirmed this, which I'll get into. So that's where the ABC News report ended. That was on Wednesday. After that news broke, a Gaetz spokesperson said, "Oh, we have no idea who this woman is, have no knowledge of her. We don't know anything about her being paid for sex." Well, the Daily Beast has now confirmed that this same woman spoke with federal investigators in 2021, and she told them she had sex with Gaetz at a party where there were drugs just free-flowing. The woman's attorney confirmed this himself. He spoke with the Daily Beast, and he said his client, this woman, quote, "received payments in connection with multiple sex parties with people in Gaetz's circle." Her attorney also said when she received a subpoena that was related to the Gaetz investigation for the DOJ, she handed over all of these text messages. She gave them photos. She gave other evidence to the DOJ. And, quote, "she told them that she and lots of girls were provided all kinds of controlled substances at these parties." Evidently, this heavy drug use became an issue for the investigators because some of the witnesses didn't really have clear memories of everything that went down. Also, the attorney said, quote, "The availability of vast amounts of alcohol and controlled substances gave rise to the lack of a control of the hormonal imperative. which inspired people to engage in intimate behavior that may or may not have been because they were financially remunerated. So in other words, they were all high and horny, and the money was just incidental. Just say that, dude. Why do you have to make it so high-minded? Why do you have to make it so complicated? They were high. They were into it. May or may not have been because they were paid, but she was paid. Now, this part is really interesting. I mean, it's all interesting, but this part is really interesting. This woman's attorney told the Daily Beast one of Gaetz' associates reached out to her, asked her to meet him for lunch. This was in 2021, so this is while the DOJ investigation was going down. And he questioned her to see what she was saying about Gaetz and these parties. So her attorney says that this man, quote, berated her. He said he berated her about what she might be saying about Gaetz. And he said, quote, this associate was there asking her over and over and over what she had said, demanding she tell them. So the woman's attorney was so concerned about her meeting this guy for lunch that he secretly had someone go and monitor them from a nearby table. He had someone there with her just in case things went south. And he said that Gaetz' associate was clearly trying to intimidate her to keep her quiet. Apparently, this woman and the other witnesses are pretty pissed off that Gaetz got a pass from the Justice Department. Her attorney told the Daily Beast, quote, the fact that nothing has come of it has kind of astonished her, who, along with all the others, had been the focal point of such an intense investigation. For them to go through all that and then for the target of the investigation to just get a wink and a nod has created for some of them a loss of faith in the system. So they're like, look, we complied with your subpoenas. We came in, we talked about intimate details of our life. We talked about having sex with people for money. We embarrassed ourselves. You know, we told you about things that we would never tell anyone. And then you guys looked at all that and said, yeah, we're going to let him go. So yeah, I would be pissed too. And I wanted to point out too, the Daily Beast says, even though this specific woman didn't end up going on that trip to the Florida Keys, there were other women who received payments. There were two other women who right around that same time received Venmo payments. One of them shows a payment to a woman for $500, and the payment description says Cuba. Now, there's a source who spoke with the Daily Beast who knew about all of this and said that right around that same period of time, Gaetz was privately bragging about a trip that he took to Cuba. So we'll see what the House Ethics Committee decides to do. According to the Daily Beast, they met yesterday to purposely discuss this whole matter, this whole thing with Gaetz. I normally wouldn't have much hope about it, you know, especially with the Republicans in charge, but Gaetz has become a thorn in the side of way too many members in Congress. And they see him as solely responsible for the whole Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House debacle. You know, that really embarrassed the Republican Party. And, you know, Gaetz has said, oh, yeah, I did it because of this ethics investigation. He has told people that more recently. And there's a lot of people in Congress who like Kevin McCarthy. They are Kevin McCarthy fans and allies. Could be trouble for them, as I've mentioned before. I mean, you're talking about a Florida Republican. You kick him out, there's going to be hell to pay for the party. But you know, if they had ethics, if the ethics committee has ethics, they'll do what's right. I will keep you posted. I'll let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber if you have not, become a donor if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.